Hello and welcome back to Radiant Dawn 0% growths. We're on 1E, the conclusion to part 1. Of course, last chapter, the Black Knight was the MVP, no surprise there, probably didn't even need to show that. So there's a lot of prep stuff to do before this chapter because after this chapter, obviously we go on to part 2 and then on to part 3. We don't get the Dawn Brigade back until some ways into part 3. And when they do come back, they won't have Ileana anymore, who is going to have transferred to the Grail Mercenaries. So one of the important things we're doing is sending a bunch of stuff with Ileana. This isn't something I normally make extensive use of when I'm just playing the game normally, because it doesn't seem like super important. In this game, it probably will be important, and I'll probably have made a mistake that I won't realize until I'm deep into part 3. Oh well. But I have given some thought to at least the reasoning at a high level for why I want to do certain things. So first of all, it is definitely the case that the Grail Mercenaries don't have a ton of money. And so just sending them some money is definitely useful. So that's part of it. That's why they're getting the blue gem. The Ashera icon, I'm not 100% sure I'll sell it, but it seems likely. Fortune is worth 3,000. It's pretty good. Shriek is worth 1,500. That was removed from Vika. It's pretty good. Then we've got the Paragon Pass, Silver Lance. Those are all skills I actually expect to use. Unlike in Path of Radiance, where Paragon is basically irrelevant, here, because we can't just do BXP leveling, Paragon can actually be quite relevant for getting somebody to the next tier, especially since the promotion items are very scarce. I don't know, even given that, if it's going to be realistic to promote like very many people to tier 3 or whatever, but this will at least help with that. Pass, well, I don't have any specific chapters in mind where Pass I think is necessarily going to be useful, but one thing I can say is that the Dawn Brigade almost certainly doesn't need it, because their 3 chapters are... One is basically like a route defense combo, kind of weird, that's 3-6. 313 is just straight up defense, and then 312 is like a pseudo route as well, but you don't really need to like aggressively move on the enemies so much. Like, you kind of just fight them in this one area. Anyway, the point is, I don't really think the Dawn Brigade has any use for it, so if anybody's gonna have use for it, it's gonna be the Grail Mercenaries. And then the Silver Lance is just like a high level weapon that I imagine it'll take a while before the Grail Mercenaries get access to, and Dawn Brigade doesn't really have anybody who can use it. I mean, Torneo can use it, but we don't really need him to, probably. I mean, he can use axes, and he's also just like... He doesn't need to kill things necessarily. Like in 312, he doesn't have the ability to use it because he's like stuck on this ledge. And then in 313, like, we're just trying to defend. We don't necessarily need to kill enemies. So, yeah, that's my reasoning. In addition to those two, I should say, I'm also sending Celerity and Savior. The Celerity transfer should be pretty obvious, especially given what I just said. Like, there's not a lot of like demand for high movement in the Dawn Brigade chapters. Savior, again, it's like, well, Dawn Brigade doesn't have any Siege chapters or Arrive chapters or anything like that. I don't know that the Grail Mercenaries really do either in Part 3, to be honest, but I could still see Savior being more useful for something along those lines. Anyway, so all that stuff is going with Ileana. And then on top of that, I did some more forging. So I forged Jill a steel axe. I don't really... I don't need it in this chapter, but the Dawn Brigade does not have access to the Forge again until, like, part 4. It's like, because Amy and Mustin and them leave. So, if we want to do it, we gotta do it now. So, along similar lines, I forged another dagger for Soth. Again, or a knife, rather. Don't really need it now, but I'm probably gonna want it at some point in part 3. His other 2 are, you know, mostly gone and half gone. And then I also forged a steel sword for Zahark. That did cost me a little bit of money, so although I don't have room to send more stuff with Ileana anyway, but I did sell... To get the money to do that, I sold like an herb and then like Soth and Nyla's guard skills. So like it's not here anymore, you can't see it, but the the skill that like redirects attacks from a supported adjacent ally, which is like pretty garbo. And then in terms of like, so where are we right now in skills? I am leaving Howl and Renewal on Volug. I didn't take Howl off mostly because I don't really have room for it anyway, and I think it's like not completely useless. Whereas Shriek is like lower enemies' luck to 0, which is like, what? Renewal, I think, actually is going to be better on the Dawn Brigade than on the Grail Mercenaries, like, because of the need to, like, defend and survive against, like, really tough enemies. For similar reasons, I left Resolve here. It's on Jill right now. It doesn't really matter. She's not going to, like, fight in this chapter, really, but, you know, I could definitely see it coming up, whether we put that on, like, maybe Volug or Soth or, I don't know, Zahark, something, I imagine. And then, let's see, Zahark, I did go ahead and keep, like, Adept Wrath Adept Wrath Cancel. I was thinking about sending Adept, but Soren has an Adept, and we're definitely not gonna need it on Soren, so we can move that around for the Grail Mercenaries, and, like, you know, as much fun as putting Adept on Mia is, and, like, all these other skills, and, like, making her just like all tricked out, I suspect that in Zero Growth that's not really going to be super viable, so it probably doesn't matter too much anyway. Yeah, I think that covers it. Support-wise, I don't think there's like literally anything. We just have the same stuff. I mean, it's not surprising because we keep changing which units we're sending. Anyway, I think that's all that I need to show off here. Okay, so we are here in, I don't know where we actually are. Like, it's kind of weird how in Path of Radiance you have the battle for Dayan Keep in Chapter 21, and then you have, obviously, the battle for Castle Crimea in Endgame, and then in this game you have this chapter, which is also a battle to, like, retake Dayan Keep, I think, and then you have Alencia's Gambit, where she's defending Castle Crimea, and, like, none of those chapters really seem to have anything to do with each other in terms of layout. But whatever. So yeah, it's a Seas map. We got to get Micaiah all the way up here. We got to kill Jared. There's a lot of elevation changes and gaps and things. There's also a bunch of chests. So there's 2 chests here, there's 1 chest here, and there's 2 chests here, and then there's another one down here. And I can just go over real quick what's in all of these. So this one has a Reaper card, which we don't really care about. This one has a Speedwing, which we definitely do care about. And I did give some thought to sending that Speedwing, like, deploying Ileana and sending the Speedwing to the Grail Mercenaries. But I ultimately decided, like, there's another Speedwing. Probably we want to give a Speedwing to Har. There's another Speedwing in Part 2 that we can give him, if that's what we end up wanting to do. Like, this could definitely be a pivotal decision here, but, well, in clearing this chapter, I don't know that I would have time to get it to Ileana anyway. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so Speedwing here, Unlock Staff here. This one is, let's see, a Vantage Scroll. This one is a parody, and this one's just a coin. The Vantage Scroll is interesting because, unlike in Path of Radiance, Vantage is not guaranteed to activate. So it's, well, I guess it's interesting in the sense that it's bad relative to Path of Radiance. Unfortunately. Anyway, there's also a Meteor Tome here, our first Siege Tome of the game. Got a couple Priests with Physics Staves, so the enemies are starting to kit themselves out pretty good. In terms of who we're bringing, we are bringing Micaiah and Soth and Volug, because we have to. Nyla, Black Knight, Raphael, Tormod, Moran, Laura, Zahark, Jill, and Vika. What else is there to say about this chapter before we get started? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. So let's just get started. Alright, so our basic plan here is, so normally what I like to do to get up the gaps here is put pass on Nyla or Volug. Especially Volug because, well, Nyla doesn't come back till part 4, but and basically have them take out these ranged units. But we're not doing that. We're going to have Pass stay, go to the Grail Mercenaries. So instead, what we're going to do is actually send the Black Knight up there. Despite the fact that it takes him 4 move to get up a gap, he can still get up here about as quickly as he can if he goes up the stairs. So what we're going to do is have the Black Knight come over here and take this guy out. Bang. And then Nyla is going to come up here and transform. The fact that she doesn't start transformed, pretty annoying. Then we're going to have Zahark just move up to here a little bit. And Morim is going to come up here and use an Allevi Grass. And then we're going to chant. Or Vigor, Galder, whatever. Alright, so now the Black Knight can use all of his movement towards this gap, take this guy out, and enemy face that other archer, of course. And then we need to work on taking out this guy here. So we're going to do that by starting out with having Tormod hit. Now, or try to hit him. Now, you may have noticed how crap Tormod's hit rate is. That is because Jared here has 3 Authority Stars. And that raises all enemy hit and avoid rates by 15. And Micaiah sucks, so she has no authority stars. Whereas, yeah, there you go, no authority stars. So, good job, Micaiah. Anyway, so now we're going to send Micaiah up here, and that is going to put her in support range of Soth, who is going to take this guy out. And then, we're going to have Nyla come over here, and she's going to be the one to lead the way up the stairs. Take that guy out. And we're going to grab Raphael. And that will open the lane for us to, whoops, shove Zahark. So that he can come over and try to take this guy out. Now, unfortunately, let's see, does the Brave Sword... Okay, yeah, so Brave Sword is... Yeah, let's use the Brave Sword. Nice. Okay, Muarim now is going to come over here, take Raphael, drop him off. And Vika is going to come over here and shove Soth backwards. So he's going to take the stairs. Laura's going to come over here and shove Tormod. And away we go. We may not end up needing Laura's healing at all this chapter since Zahark did not get hit by that Myrmidon. That's fine. Alright, now Black Knight is just going to come up here. And he's going to make his way up to here next turn. Meanwhile, Nyla is going to come up and eat this guy. Om nom nom. And then we're going to have Zahark follow along. Morim is going to come up behind him. Vika is going to shove Raphael and come up behind that. And Raphael is going to chant for these two. Gonna have Zahark take out one of these thieves. Ugh. Well, so that goes. Okay. And Nyla is gonna take out this mage. And enemy phase the Armor Knight, who won't move. Gotta protect the gap, because you totally wouldn't get killed by the Black Knight while defending it. Meanwhile, we want to have Micaiah come up here. And we're going to rescue her with Volug. And then Soth is going to follow along. And then we're going to have Laura come over here and get rescued by Jill. Tormod's gonna bring up the rear, the stairs. That guy right there had a ranged weapon. This would all be that soldier that the Black Knight just killed. This would all be a lot more annoying. Fortunately, he does not. This guy, this axe fighter that just ran over, really wants to let the Black Knight get a kill, so we will oblige him. Oh, I didn't mention that I bought the Black Knight a bronze sword. I did. We're gonna try to remember to equip him with that. Actually, we may not get a chance. The idea... Oh no, we can do it in 3-6. Yeah, never mind. The idea is that we can have Ike fight him and use that to recruit Laren. Maybe. Which could actually be useful in 0% growth. I don't know, but I could see it being useful. Anyway, alright, so Nyla is going to take this guy out. Om nom nom. And Morim is going to come up here and be the third party in a three-way chant. We need to get Jill out of the way so that we can shove Raphael with Vika. Their chant on. Morim is going to come over and eat this guy. And Nyla is going to come eat this guy with a longbow here, who would otherwise be potentially threatening to some of our squishy characters down below. And the Black Knight's just going to get as far along as he can. And then we're going to have... just make sure I'm not... Yep, okay. Volug. Come on up. Soth following along. Zahark is going to come shove Raphael. And Tormod is going to come shove Vika. Chesky. That is definitely relevant. Okay, that's that guy's like a little in the way. These are not great looking hit rates for Tormod. I guess we go... Yeah, I think what we're gonna do here is go for the kill on this guy with Tormod. Okay, good. Now we need to shove Raphael with Laura. Let's go ahead and try to get this kill here. Okay, we got it, so we're in good shape. Some of those attacks are a little dicey, but it's all fine. I'll come up here with Oleg. I'm gonna break the door with Nyla. Some reinforcements are gonna spawn in. I'm up here with Morim. So now, well, I want to shove, and chant. And now we've gotten the Black Knight all the way up to the top, which means he can kill all the enemies up here, the vast majority of whom have ranged weapons. And is why I didn't want to just use Nyla up here, because the Black Knight will just clear this all out. Meanwhile, we're going to have Jill come rescue Soth. Park right there. Volug is going to trade for the chest key and drop Micaiah. And Morin is going to shove Raphael. Now the Black Knight's going to kill like 7, 8 enemies. I don't know. I think that was 1, 2. Some of them will stay put. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Yep, I think that's it. Okay, so now, we need to set up our chant. We can go ahead and have the Black Knight kill Jared. And so Micaiah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, can just walk up to here. We're in position to chant. Volug's got the chest key, so he's going to go get the parity scroll on the upper left. Meanwhile, we got to get Soth in position. So we're going to move Nyla out of the way. We're going to come drop Soth off and back up. And we're going to... let's see. I guess we're just gonna go ahead and chant. Alright, so Volug is gonna come get the parity scroll. Nyla is gonna shove Raphael out of the way. And then Morim is going to trade his stuff, since he's going to disappear until part 4, over to Micaiah, and then shove Soth down towards the treasure chest. And he's going to open that, get the Speedwing. Meanwhile, we've got Vika and Tormod have got some stuff, so we're going to trade that away. Specifically, Laura's got room in her inventory. Let's heal Zahark for the hell of it. To be honest, I don't know why I didn't empty out Vika's inventory. It's not like I didn't know what she was going to be up to here, but whatever. Alright, so that's that, and we can let Tormod keep a vulnerary, that's fine. I don't think we need it to do anything else but seize. Oh, we can talk to the Black Knight. And there you have it. 5 turns for 1E, and 64 turns in total for Part 1, which has, I want to say 12 chapters. I know I've counted this before. It's 9 chapters plus the paralogue and endgame and 162. Yeah, 12 chapters. So that's, what, 5 1/3 turns per chapter? I guess that's not too bad. It definitely felt like there's some slow chapters. Not in the sense of feeling plotting, but just in the sense of taking a lot of turns. There's a lot of chapters in Part 1 that you just cannot complete in 2 2 turns, 3 turns. In fact, I don't think there's any other than 162 that I completed in fewer than 4 turns. But I'm pretty happy with where I ended up from a turn count standpoint. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time as we begin part 2. Until then.